Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV on Bread in My Hands. It's Battle Action Volume 3, Number 1. Pretty interesting series. So this issue features two stories. We've got Johnny Red, A Couple of Heroes, story by Garth Ennis, art by Keith Burns, colors by Jason Wardy, lettering by Rob Steen, and of course Johnny Red created by Tom Tully and Joe Calcahone. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And then the other is Kids Rule, okay? The Septic, story by Brian K. Vaughan, art by Chris Burnham, colors by Len O'Grady, lettering by Rob Steen, created by Chris Lauder and Mike White. Alright, so Battle Action's a pretty interesting series. It tends to feature two stories and then maybe a little background on each of the stories. This one's got the background on the second part, the second story done by Brian K. Vaughan about the OK Kids, which we'll get about to in a little bit. But Johnny Red is just a straight up Johnny Red story. I mean, Johnny Red, not too complicated to figure out. It's, this, I guess, British pilot. I'm thinking British pilot. Could be American pilot, but whatever. Who is flying for the Russians during World War II. So not that complicated. The action's good. The story's good. Like, it all feels solid, entertaining. It's there. I do miss the little bit of history that is in there. Like, I liked reading, about the character, the story, or the planes they use, like, whatever. I think the previous volume that I read, I don't think I've read the first volume, but definitely the second volume. The second volume usually had, like, some factoids, like a page of factoid type stuff, and I think it worked really, really well. The second one, The Septic is interesting, or The Septic with the OK Kids. It's an interesting story in that, like, I always thought this anthology was supposed to be, like, war comics. OK Kids is more like a British version of Y the Last Man. And Brian K. Vaughan talks about that and said he didn't discover OK Kids until after he did Y, and he's happy because he thinks OK Kids was, like, way better, and it definitely would have influenced his take on Y the Last Man. But it's this very similar story. In this case, disease ravages the world. Adults are killed off. Kids are left behind. It's a story we've seen all over. In this case, we have an ambassador's kid, an American ambassador in the UK. Her kid is, I was about to say there as in the family, but we're going to emphasize her kid is left, alone. Because obviously she dies and he's being chased and tortured by some British gang. Story's okay, it's entertaining, it's cute, it's fun, it kind of makes me want to, like, discover OK Kids. Like, I don't know if there's a collection somewhere, but it seems like a interesting comic that, like, I kind of want to check out just because, one, the story seems great, but also, or at least the concept seems great, but also, like, there seems to be some interesting history on it. But overall, like, it's a good story. It just feels weird being an anthology that I thought was more geared towards war stories. But we've seen the previous volume, they had, like, maybe some spy stuff or some crime stories, which is fine if that's just kind of the anthology it is. But, like, at least second volume, when I was reading the first couple of issues, was very, like, war comic focused, and that's kind of what I thought. So when it deviates from that, I kind of get a little confused. Sorry. Art is good. The Johnny Red story is very much the kind of the art we would expect for a Johnny Red story with Keith Burns on art. The story is, I think, solid. It's entertaining. It's good. There's some really cool action in it. Go with that. Add some cool action. And then the OK Kid, I can't show everything off of that. The best part, I think, the OK Kids is the ending. The ending's very, very Garth Ennis, even though it's Brian K. Vaughan that's writing it. It's good. Like, I like Chris Burnham's art. It's solid stuff. It's really the ending I want to show so bad, but I don't want to spoil things. And it's really funny, and it really feels like a Garth Ennis Punisher ending. So overall, like, it's entertaining. It's a solid issue. I like the series. I love battle action. I think it is really a great anthology. I kind of wish there was more stories within each issue, and again, this is, I think, missing a lot of the historical stuff. There's some stuff with the OK Kids. Brian K. Vaughan talks about it a little bit, and talks about his work on Y, and how they were similar and stuff like that, but we just still don't get, like, a really good in-depth of it. So missing, I think, some of the cool things that really actually made the comic stand out, unfortunately. But the stories themselves are fantastic. So go check it out. It's always entertaining. Go get it. It is in comic shops. We got a link beneath this video. Put it in your zip code. It'll tell the shops near you. No shop, no problem. We have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage, and by doing that, you help support our site. So thank you. And just watching our videos support us, so thank you for that. If you are into comics, check us out every day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, Threads, Blue Sky, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics. And keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.